So yesterday we got a new cutscene specifically for Modern Warfare 3 and more specifically for zombies. It's the cinematic that is leading up to what is going to be the next zombies mode, which is going to be an open world, doesn't seem to be round based, 60-minute go in extraction shooter but with zombies. So take DMZ, add zombies to it, take out the PvP element, and that is kind of what we are looking at. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about was the most surprising thing from that cutscene whatsoever. And if you could read the title, see the thumbnail, you obviously know that that is the fact that Victor Zakhaev isn't dead. And I wanted to make a video trying to explain this because this is a very difficult one, because I put out some stuff on Twitter yesterday. People put in a bunch of their opinions, a lot of which just simply weren't correct. And we can actually extrapolate what kind of happened with Victor Zakhaev. But needless to say, there's a little bit of plot armor, or a lot of bit of plot armor, and I'm very, very surprised that they did this based off of everything that we have seen thus far with Victor Zakhaev. So we're going to start out by talking who Victor Zakhaev is, what happened to him, and where he is now, and how it is even possible. So let's start with the very beginning. Who is Victor Zakhaev? So Victor Zakhaev is son to Imran Zakhaev, the person who founded something by the name of Zakhaev Arms. Their family was weapons dealers. They would sell weapons to terrorists, the highest bidder, essentially anyone. And the people that we know that they sold weapons to was specifically Al-Qatala, and then later the ultra-nationalists. That'll come into play more so within Modern Warfare 3. Now later on, we then found out that Victor Zakhaev was then responsible for the goings-on within Verdansk, the cause of the war, the fight between Armistice, paying off soldiers, and then later on, the nuclear attacks, or wanted nuclear attacks. And of course, that would be how we were brought to the end of Victor Zakhaev, or at least so we thought.
Show yourself. You're wasting your time.
Victor.
Captain Price, I am not surprised.
You're a dead man, Zakhaev.
I started a war. Killing me won't stop it.
Oh, I won't kill you. But the fool will wait. All stations. Zakhaev is dead, but the missile is hot.
So Victor Zakhaev gets shot and then thrown down a missile silo by Price. Price then calls him dead over the radio, and all is done, right? Well, that's at least what we thought until the zombies cutscene came out yesterday. And, well, let me just show you my reaction from what we first saw.
They're actually real.
Oh, here we go.
They're actually here.
Hold up.
Let's go.
Okay, am I crazy? Is that Victor Zakhaev? Am I seeing that? Okay, keep it going. Because he dead. So at that point, it wasn't confirmed that that was Victor Zakhaev, but later on in the trailer, it was then called out by Kate Laswell that was indeed Victor Zakhaev, as well as a blog post coming out explaining how he's kind of the bad guy in charge of getting this gas and causing a massive zombies outbreak. So yeah, he is alive, or at least we think he is. Let me explain. There's a couple of theories to go along with this to kind of explain it. And I'm going to start with the one that I've seen the most and start by debunking it. So the one that I've seen more than anything is the fact that this cutscene actually takes place before the events of what we saw on Verdansk. In other words, before Captain Price threw Victor Zakhaev down the giant missile silo. However, we can actually definitely debunk that one, and it's really, really easy. Because if we look at Victor Zakhaev within the new cutscene, there's one thing that you may notice. There is a giant scar on his face, something that wouldn't just disappear after a couple years, which means that when he doesn't have the scar has to be prior to the events of the zombies cutscene. In other words, yeah, he was still throwing down the shaft, and yeah, he somehow survived that. Now, before I get into what I can make up to be an explanation for this, I need to explain to you why this makes zero sense with the lore of the current Modern Warfare universe. It actually completely negates the entire story, or at least a big portion of the story of Modern Warfare 2. Because if you didn't remember the mission where you're swimming underwater, you're playing as Gaz alongside Captain Price, you're swimming into Amsterdam. The reason for that is because Alcatala at the time needed a new weapons dealer because Victor Zakhaev was dead. So you go in, you're swimming through, and you end up finding out that the new supplier for weapons for Alcatala is a Mexican drug cartel. But if Victor Zakhaev was still alive, they wouldn't need to go through the drug cartel, which means the entire story of Los Alamos, of Valeria, of all of that, of Alejandro Vargas is completely pointless because Victor Zakhaev is still alive, which makes no sense. Unless he was in hiding all the way through Modern Warfare 2 and is just coming out of the wet work for zombies, that part of the story doesn't make any sense. But I guess for now, let's put that aside because he is alive. So now what we know is, yes, Victor Zakhaev survived. We know that because of these events, he has this giant scar on his face, but we don't really know how, or for that matter, why he's going after gas that turns people into zombies. Well, I do think that there is an answer to at least one of these questions. First of all, how does he survive? This question is very difficult. Does he fall into a giant pit of water at the bottom of the missile silo? Is there a giant inflatable bouncy castle? Let me be serious here for a minute. The amount of plot armor characters currently have within the Modern Warfare universe, Philip Graves surviving, Alex surviving the explosion, and now Victor Zakhaev, they really just gotta kill some people off and leave them dead. It really needs to happen, so hopefully we see that within Modern Warfare 3. But for now, whether he fell into a bouncy castle, into water, or something else altogether, he somehow survived that fall. But there may be more of an answer to this, and it may actually come with the reason why he was hunting for this gas in the first place. Keep in mind what he says when he finds the gas.
Room's clean. Oh, they're actually real. They're actually here. Let's go.
So the fact that he is saying that they are actually real and they are actually here means he was either told about them or found out the information through someone else. And why he is going after these, we find out by the very end that he is specifically looking for a specialized weapon.
Fuck.
Looks like we have our weapon.
So this is where the theory comes in. None of this is proven, but it lines up. So how the events of Verdansk went is, first of all, by the very end, we have Captain Price throwing Victor Zakhaev off into the missile silo and down to the ground. He somehow survives this, whether he is found by someone and treated to medical care or something else more mysterious happens. What I mean by this is shortly after those events, a ship pulls up on shore within Verdansk. That ship is known as the Vodianoi, originally set course for Rebirth Island, but missed it. The ghost ship brings Nova 6 gas to Verdansk. And when it does, people start turning into zombies. And the zombie apocalypse starts to spread all across Verdansk. Now, whether something like Nova 6 gas healed Victor Zakhaev or someone else did altogether, maybe some sort of mentor who told him about this gas and how it works and where he could find it, at some point during that, it happened. However, as the zombie apocalypse spread, they needed to eliminate Verdansk to stop the spread of the zombies, and eventually, Verdansk go boom.
Commander, I regret to inform you that Verdansk has fallen. Containment protocol has been initiated. 3, 2, 1.
which meant Victor Zakhaev would have to have escaped Verdansk before it did go boom, which means the person who told him about the gas or the information that he found during this zombie apocalypse was then taken and he put it forth to get this specialized weapon, the gas. Now, we know that Victor Zakhaev is a weapons dealer, so maybe he is just trying to find this to sell it to the highest bidder, someone else altogether, or maybe he's planning an attack himself. That we don't currently know, but I'm assuming that's what we're going to find out the more we find out about this zombies mode within Modern Warfare 3. But for now, Victor Zakhaev is alive. He's the biggest plot armor in the world. I'm curious to see where his character goes next. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoy these story videos, be sure to hit that like button. It always helps out the channel. I love making these videos for you guys, so if you like these kind of things, want to see more, just hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on, all that jazz. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're made